One of the best things we do on this show, in my opinion, is when we pit terrible has-been comedians against one another to see who's the cringiest. But one man has stood so far above the rest of the pack in terms of his sheer train-wreckery that no one challenger could topple him. So tonight, I bring you our first ever 2-on-1 match. The juggernaut of has-been hackery, known as Andy Dick, will face off against the combined cringe of Rob Schneider and Pauly Shore on Deep Fat Fried.
No malarkey, Jack. Back in my day, we didn't have any entertainment at all, except for the old Scranton Village Elder. He only had 2 teeth. But that guy had a million stories. I ain't joking, Fat. We'd sit in the cold every night to hear him tell the tale of the cat he ate once. Nowadays, what with the mobile pages and the web phones and Netscapes and whatnot, it's hard to figure out what even to watch. Most days I'll just surf AOL. Lost, Jack. How do I click off the page? Why are there so many browsers open? It's all too goddamn much if you ask me. Now listen, Fat, I've got your solution. It's called the Pessimist Productions Patreon. You can click the link below and bam, all the entertainment you need, Jack. It's like Willy Wink, you know, the chocolate factory thing. Hundreds of exclusive shows. I ain't kidding. Exclusive streams, more news. You can't go wrong. So cancel that AOL. Join the Pessimist Productions Patreon now. Don't wait, or you'll be sorry, Jack.
Ow. So mean. Why are you hitting, Scotty? Why are you hitting?
My Andy Dick allergies are kicking in already.
I'm sorry.
So because
I'm getting really sorry. I'm getting really congested.
We usually have all of these guys have been covered in one way or another on this show before. So we're not going to bother doing their early life, childhood bullshit, tell you the story of their dumbass career again.
I'll be honest with you. You could tell me it again, and I probably I don't think I'd remember.
We're not going to fucking bother with it, though. It's been done. So we usually have 7 categories, but because there's 3 contestants, I've narrowed it down to 5 categories.
How will we award
It's whoever.
points?
It's whichever one is the cringiest, worst, whatever metric. Then it's all about negativity. The loser is the winner.
The losers. Okay, thank you. What if I want to vote for one of the losers, though, in particular? Like, you know, okay, so you said Pauly Shore, right? If I only want to.
No, it's about the combined cringe of Shore and fucking Schneider. Okay. And by the way,
I would object, but at the same time, I want this episode to be over with, so I'll just go along with it.
When we put those, no, this is 2-on-1.
2-on-1.
Because no one man, we know the reason we've never, when we did Rob Schneider versus Pauly Shore, we measured it in Andy Dick.
I fucking, dude, you know what?
Remember?
This is bullshit, dude.
How's it bullshit?
You know what would be more interesting, dude? Triple threat.
No.
Triple fucking threat, dude.
No, I think this is bullshit, you goddamn son of a bitch, cunt licking motherfucker.
Oh yeah,
what,
what's up, Andy?
I gotta do a 2-on-1 with these 2 other bitches.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I can't even win a 1v1. You've seen me get dropped how many times? How many times?
Andy, you're saying it's bullshit.
In this particular contest, Andy, you have a distinct advantage over any other competitors.
No,
you know what you win?
Distinct advantage. This is a fucking dumb, fucking stupid ass, lame ass fucking competition made by a cunt that hates me. Okay, a stupid bitch named GT Jerk or whatever his fucking dumbass cunt fucking name is, and it's clear.
But Andy, the winner does. Andy, I know I agree with you completely, but the winner does get a bag of cocaine.
Put me 1-on-1 with either of these bitches, and I'll fucking put me in the front seat with them, and I bet I whoop their ass. But 2-on-1, they're gonna be able to do all kinds of stupid ass backstabbery, gay ass, sneak up behind me and brain me over the head bullshit.
You ready to hear the categories, Andy?
What the categories for what? How much of my dick you're gonna put in your mouth later? How many inches of dick you can take?
So the first category is height of fame.
Well, I'm at my height of fame. I reached my peak and I exploded and I just stayed up there like a star in the fucking night sky, bitch.
Wow.
Okay, so Andy is saying height of fame now.
Now.
Height of fame always.
Oh, always.
Where are they now? Controversies.
Out here living my best fucking life.
Controversies, Andy.
Controversy, smontroversy. Why don't you call this one whiny bitches who have a problem with Andy Dick? Oh, yeah, controversies. Oh, what did I do?
Right,
no,
go ahead
I punched a guy in a bar. Oh, I grabbed somebody's ass. Oh, I bet I ruined their fucking whole life, didn't I? Controversies. Oh, yeah. This one isn't weighted against me at all.
Comedic talent.
I mean,
sure they're going to win this one, right, Andy?
Absolutely not. I'm a drunk fucking reprobate. I don't know why I have a fucking career.
I wonder that question all the time as well.
And finally, what shall endure?
Fucking my big fat dick up your ass.
Ha 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 ha. All right.
Should I just do this whole episode as Andy Dick, or should Paul come back at some point?
Paul should probably come back at some point.
Yeah,
but
unless Andy's going to get drunk.
I'm sure Andy will drop in numerous times.
Yeah, of course. Andy,
let us know what he thinks about the proceedings.
Because I could.
Well, here's the thing, Andy. We we need a fucking we need a tiebreaker.
We need an impartial judge, though.
Yeah, we need a tiebreaker. Yeah, and
Paul impartial Paul. So remember, you're voting for who fucking. Remember, in this contest, whoever loses is the winner. So height of fame. It's whoever has the most pathetic height of fame that wins. Okay. And that's our first category. Let's take a look. First and foremost, Andy Dick at the height of his fame. So,
which is right. Actually, always at the height of his fame.
According to Andy Dick, is always. But according to logic, height of his fame would be logic from pretty much like the mid '90s through the early 2000s. He starred in The Army Now alongside Pauly Shore, but that's pretty much the extent of his starring roles. The rest of his roles are pretty much small supporting roles and cameo appearances.
I don't even really think that In the Army Now is like a starring role. He's like
he's the sidekick.
Yeah, he's like the Robin to Pauly Shore's Batman.
It's still probably the closest he ever came to. I mean, he's like, name me a fucking mainstream movie starring Andy Dick.
There isn't one.
Yeah, there isn't one.
Yeah, no.
So here's some of the stuff he did during his like sort of heyday when he was actually in a lot of stuff.
Maybe that's to his credit though, because you can't
here's
really blame a cameo for making a whole movie suck.
Right. So here's Andy Dick in Old School. See a little sample of this.
I unfortunately remember this.
The secret to a good BJ is focus. I don't care if we're talking about your husband of 10 years or just some hot sailor you met at TGI Fridays a couple months ago, who never did call me back, but did leave me with a little something called herpes, which I then gave to the dog. But that's neither here nor...
You notice that complete silence that's come over us as we're watching this clip?
You know why?
Yeah.
Because I really feel like this isn't funny, because I feel like this is what Andy Dick should be doing for a living. Like, he should be a BJ instructor for like bored housewives.
Yeah, it's not. So the thing about
a fucking.
If anything, this character is like a toned down version of who Andy Dick actually is.
So
it's like
really
the people from Old School called Andy Dick's people and got a hold of him or whatever. And they were like, look, Andy, we want you to be you. And he was like, well, I'm me in every fucking role, bitch. And they're like, no. We want to be the you that you would be if you had no constraints. You know what I mean? You weren't trying to pretend one way or the other what you were good at and bad at, and you just found your calling. Oh, you want me to be a fucking BJ instructor? Easy peasy. You know what I mean?
Lemon squeezy. All right. So there he is in that. Here he is in Zoolander as Olga the masseuse.
Derek?
I mean, this is one of his better roles, I think, honestly. The better uses of Andy Dick.
Yeah. Where's Olga?
Haven't you heard? I'm the new face of Mugatu's Derelict campaign.
Yeah, Olga doesn't really speak. Olga just kind of like massages him and shit.
It's probably why it's a better role for Andy Dick.
Yeah, no talking.
Yeah, this isn't totally horrible, so...
Here he is as Boingo, the evil bunny. in Hoodwinked.
Okay.
Someone took all his recipes last night. Now I'm out of a job.
No.
Yeah. Thanks, Red. I can always count on you to deliver, you little rascally devil.
I almost said bitch.
You little rascally devil.
Dude, even his best read had to be like, I'm going to say bitch. It's a kid's movie, Andy. It's a horrible kid's movie, but still a kid's movie.
He briefly had
I wanted to call that little thing a cunt. But they were like, oh, the kids can't hear that, Andy. And I was like, fuck you. Okay, whatever. I'll say whatever you want.
He also very briefly had an MTV show called The Andy Dick Show that only lasted one season, so didn't really.
I was hoping you were going to say one episode.
That. No, it did go a full season at least.
Dude,
I have
some more failure for you. Andy Dick was offered his own radio show on Howard Stern's channels on Sirius Satellite Radio.
And he turned it down?
Well, he didn't so much turn it down as just failed to show up for it and failed to do anything for it. And
gotcha.
So he literally just allowed that whole opportunity to slide completely through his fingers.
He was also on the sitcom Talk Radio back in the day.
I remember him. He was actually more normal on the show because he had to be, but he played the nerdy guy. So he got to be a little bit of Andy Dick, but
yeah. And he did some TV work, and this as far as film roles or anything like that goes, he's never really done too much. I mean, he's always been kind of a bit player, but I guess one that kind of captivates your attention because we all know who Andy Dick is.
It's really not his work that captivates me about Andy Dick.
Yeah,
I'm not there. You didn't show me anything there, and you couldn't show me anything of Andy Dick in a movie that I'm like, this is why I like this guy, or not. I don't even really like Andy Dick.
Fascinating.
This is why I follow this guy like a slow unfolding train wreck. Now so this person I hate.
Let's talk about the first of the two people competing against Andy Dick here today. This is Pauly Shore.
Co-stars, right?
Yeah, one-time co-star.
This is really stabbing Andy in the back.
So the height of Pauly Shore's career was in the early to mid-'90s, where he had starring roles in 5 films, including Encino Man, Son-in-Law, In the Army Now, Jury Duty, and Biodome. Each of the films grossed less than the last at the box office. 3/5 of his starring films have a less than 10% on Rotten Tomatoes. Famous film critic and revered hero of Paul's, Roger Ebert, wrote, Shore bypasses all categories to achieve a kind of transcendent fingernails on the blackboard effect.
So here, transcendent fingernails. Oh my God. I hate Roger Ebert so much.
Here's a scene from Jury Duty. This is supposedly the best scene. Yes. This is observe the greatness.
Have you reached a verdict?
Yes, we have.
Chinese.
Wow.
Dude, your fucking Asian
racist,
stereotype
but not
is way better.
Racist, but not funny.
If you're gonna fucking insult an entire race of people, at least be funny while doing it.
I mean, I gotta be honest with you, that sort of shit back in the fucking 90s when this movie came out was kind of funny.
I mean, I guess standards in comedy do change a lot over time, but I feel like there was never a time when
Well, think about it.
It's because Pauly Shore wasn't even good at being racist.
The 90s were a time where it was black people were off the table for white people to do racial humor about, and Mexican people were pretty much going off the table too. And so the poor fucking Asian folks, they had to absorb this during the 90s.
Right, I guess we'll turn our ire towards you now.
Yeah.
Here's a scene from Biodome. This is Pauly Shore macking on this chick.
Squirrel break the ice. Excuse me, miss. Are you tired?
I beg your pardon?
Are you tired?
No, why?
Because you've been running through my mind all day?
He's going to get that chick for sure. So his idea is he goes... and he walks up with a bad pickup line.
Yeah.
Did it hurt?
Then he literally does the fucking when you fell from heaven shit. And it's there's no even variation on it. It's literally just he does. The joke is he had
from heaven
lame pickup lines.
I would just like to say something, and I'm not going to get crazy, okay? I promise. But this piece of shit, Pauly Shore, stole his whole fucking character from me. Andy fucking Dick. We were sitting around one day and he was like, man, I'm just so boring. And I was like, I know, Pauly. That's the problem with you is you're a fucking boring piece of fucking garbage.
Sure. I'm sure he said that.
Yeah. And he was like, I know I am. And I was like, you really should come up with a character or something. He was like, well, I'm too fucking stupid to come up with something on my own, Andy. Could you make up a fucking character for me, bitch? And I was like, sure. And so I said, hey, buddy, I'm the fucking weasel, buddy. I'm here to wheeze the fucking juice out of your titties. And he was like, oh, my God, it's brilliant. And then he never paid me a fucking dime for any of these films.
What a jerk.
Damn.
Here's a scene of you guys together.
But now look at you. You're still a screw-up, but if you did this and you survived, you'd have stuff to tell your little screw-up grandkids.
Yeah, there was a little scene for you there. You just kind of vacantly nodding to what he says.
I mean, that role was a total fucking insult to my talent.
Dude, Andy's breaking the stream, dude.
Yeah.
Can't even
For some
see
reason,
Andy.
I can't see Andy right now. All I see is two little loading like circles going on.
Yeah, all we see right now is Discord.
The Discord circles. Andy, what did you do?
What are you
Andy,
talking
stop
about?
breaking Andy, you're breaking Discord.
You're breaking our Discord window, Andy.
What's he talking about?
Andy's talking about that on our end we cannot see you, Paul.
Oh.
Or anything, even an image.
Maybe you should reload the call.
Okay.
Okay, let's do that.
All right. Pop that shit out. And then you just share that screen again. There we go.
Let me just make sure this doesn't break things again, you dumb fucking bitch.
Yeah, I see
You
it now.
stupid fucking bitch.
All right.
I think we've seen enough of Pauly Shore's oeuvre.
Yeah,
Let's move on to his teammate. That's what Pauly Shore brings to the equation.
not
But what
much.
about Rob?
Oh my fucking God, dude.
The height of Rob Schneider's fame was arguably in the late 90s and early 2000s. After his successful early 90s SNL run, Schneider received several starring roles in films, including Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo, Muppets from Space, The Animal, The Hot Chick, and finally Deuce Bigelow, European Gigolo.
Actually, I take issue with this being the height of Rob Schneider's fucking fame.
Oh, yeah?
You
Why is
do?
that?
The height of Rob Schneider's fame, okay, happened at an industry party when he was still a fuck boy in the industry, okay, and I had cachet, and I laid out a fucking line of the worst cocaine I've ever had on my prolapsed anus, and he was the only one that would come by and snort it, okay? That's what he's known for in the industry, is snorting a big fucking hit of dirty coke out of my fucking asshole, okay? So you should put that in your show.
Yeah, plebs, it's time to go. We don't want you here no more. Pauly, TJ, Scotty too. There's a fucking